Okay, where do I start? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my IWN Wrestling News and Gaming YouTube channel. I am your host, your narrator, IWN's very own Brennan, and I am here live with your AEW Dark or AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts review. Now, before we get started, man, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. Also, follow me on Twitter at Ingram Wrestling. Follow me on Twitch at Ingram Wrestling News. Folks, I want you to bear with me tonight because I am, as of right now, I am in a bad, very, very bad mood. I'm really pissed off at somebody right now, still. And she knows exactly who I'm talking about. And I'm sure everybody over here from Facebook and Instagram knows exactly who I'm talking about. Because I just explained it on Facebook and Instagram earlier. I just said I had a problem with that person earlier. I just said it. So, anyways, but hit that subscribe button, folks. I'm on my way to 400 subscribers. I'm still on the road to 1,000, but also on the road to 400. If you can help me get to 400, maybe I'll do something special. I don't know. I don't have anything special in mind right now, but I will do something along the way whenever I get to 400 subs. Also, again, follow me on Twitter for the latest WWE and AEW news. That's where I tweet out my reviews, and that's where I tweet out my half of my analyst thoughts on this and that when it comes to wrestling. So, anyways, folks, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the review. I know you how you're feeling right now. You're feeling like, when I'm in a bad mood, some of y'all be feeling like, you be having that look. You just be feeling like, oh man, something tells me Ingram is not gonna do good on his review. Folks, I can promise you right now that this is an old school fashion kind of review. So let me know in the chat or in the comments below what you think of this review. We're gonna go ahead and get started with it. Now, I hope I don't get no fucking backlash after this one. I hope I don't get no dislikes after this one, man. I really hope I don't. But what we do need right now is some people in here. So get some people in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the review now. All right, so commentary runs down tonight's pack card to kick us off, basically. So Kenny Omega's music brings out Don Callis and MT Nakazawa. Callis says Omega wasn't able to attend tonight. Commentary says they saw him in the back, so Nakazawa will wrestle in the tag match by himself. Moxley and Kingston entered through the crowd. Omega attacks them from behind with the AEW World title. Omega throws Kingston in the ring to this match. So basically, this match kicks off AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts. So we have the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega, and MT Nakazawa versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. So Nakazawa attacks a down Kingston, and Omega gets in as well, and they double team attack Kingston while Moxley is down on the outside. So So then, folks, I don't know if you noticed this. Then Moxley all of a sudden enters the ring to stop a double suplex. And if you go to my Twitter account, I did tweet out half of my analyst thoughts on every match that was booked on this show. Be sure you go check out half of my analyst thoughts out and come back, man, and comment your thoughts. How did I do tweeting out my analyst thoughts on my half of my analyst thoughts on all the matches? I just want to know. Anyhow, Moxley enters the ring to stop a double suplex. It throws Nakazawa out of the ring, and Omega attacks him from behind. So apparently Moxley hits a side slam, and Omega rolls out of the ring. So then Omega hits a suicide dive. All four men brawl on the outside. Nakazawa is thrown into the barricade. I'm not going to lie. I actually wish I had a podcast right about now. Back in the ring, Kingston and Moxley dominate Nakazawa. Kingston gets in the pin for a 2 count. And then Moxley enters the ring, and Moxley cuts him off. So then Nakazawa low blows Kingston with everybody's back turned. So then Omega tags in and grinds Kingston's face in the ropes. And then Omega hits a leg lariat for a 2 count. So the crowd chants, and then they chant, "Let's go, Eddie Kingston," while Kingston blocks a suplex. So then we got Omega hitting chops in the corner. Kingston powers out of them. Omega strikes have no effect. Kingston hits chops and strikes of his own. Omega drops Kingston with an enziguri. Omega hits a rolling heels. Kingston hits a big falling clothesline. So then we got Moxley tagging in, as does Nakazawa. Moxley hits a lariat in the corner and boots while Nakazawa combos to the ground. Nakazawa clotheslines has no effect. Moxley hits a German suplex and a power driver. Omega breaks up the count. Kingston blocks Omega from entering the ring. Frustrated, Omega leaves. Kingston hits a clothesline while Moxley hits a full Nelson slam to get the win. So that was pretty much it on that match. Now, the match wasn't too bad, to say the least. In fact, it was all about further establishing Omega as a Crowley heel, like I said on Twitter tonight. Like I mentioned on Twitter. I mentioned this on Twitter. So he invaded as much content with Moxley and Kingston when they were on the offensive as possible. Walked out of his own partner, then, returned just in time to partake in a 6-on-2 beatdown of the baby faces. It's kind of funny that I'm saying just in time, because just in time to 1111 is actually my YouTube moderator. But anyways, from a character development standpoint, it was fine enough. We have known Omega is the cowardly heel, retaliant, or reliant, however you want to call it, on the numbers game. It has been something AEW has been insistent upon, insisted upon presenting for the last few months. So basically, this had further things, at all. It would have graded better. Once again, folks, had this thing further things at all, it would definitely have graded better. It would have. It really would. All right. So the Young Bucks come to the stage to distract Moxley and Kingston while the Good Brothers attack them from behind. All of the Elite attack Moxley and Kingston, Magic Killer, and super kicks. Kingston tries to protect Moxley to no avail. Omega finally comes out with Brandon Cutler to join the attack. Omega hits the one winged angle on Kingston. He pins him while Nick Jackson, I mean to say Johnson, Nick Jackson marks a 3 count. And we got Britt Baker versus Sheeta announced for Double or Nothing for the women's world title. I kind of already saw that coming. It's going to be a good match, and I think Britt Baker will be the next women's world champion. No doubt. She will definitely be the next AEW world women's champion. So we got Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall. So we got a commercial break, and then after that, QT Marshall makes his way to the ring, accompanied by the Factory. The Factory leaves as QT Marshall enters the ring alone. Cody Rhodes is out next, accompanied by Iron Anderson. So we got Cody Rhodes attacking QT right out the gate. Cody hits a delayed vertical suplex. Cody goes to throw his weight belt. BT, the ref, stops him. Marshall hits Cody from behind with his own weight belt. Marshall attacks Cody in the corner. Cody hits a roll up for a 2 count. QT and Cody trade chops in the corner. So these two clearly knew each other very, very well, as we all seen in this match. Cody hits a back rack in a running elbow strike. Marshall hits a double underhook from the top rope. Then a deadlift German suplex. Cody rolls out of the ring. Marshall slaps Anderson at ringside. Anderson hits a chop of his own and grinds Marshall head into the ring post. Referees run out to throw Anderson from ringside. So back in the ring, we got Marshall hitting a drop kick to get a 1 count. Marshall hits a suplex, knee drop for a 1 count. Cody thrown out of the ring. Red Velvet at ringside holds Marshall back as Cody hits a chop to the chest. Back in the ring, that's unusual seeing Red Velvet holding Marshall back. Or maybe she was holding him for Cody Rhodes to hit that chop to the chest. I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. I thought this was seemingly suggesting that Red Velvet was turning heel or something. I don't know. Marshall drops Cody into the turnbuckle. Marshall hits a hammer throw into the turnbuckle. QT hits a crossface strike. Marshall slingshots Cody in the bottom rope. Cody hits a headbutt and a crossbody down. Both men were down and strikes back and forth. Marshall hits a high boot, sending Cody to the mat. And then Cody hits a sunset flip. Cody hits a DDT, and then Cody hits a moonsault for a 2 count. So then Cody misses a disaster kick, and then Marshall hits Cody with the crossroads for a 2 count. QT throws off his elbow pads and hits a buckle bomb on Cody. And then he goes for the tombstone power driver, which Cody reversed. Then QT reversed. So they both reversed, basically. And Cody eventually hits the power driver for a 2 count. Cody hits Cole's Crossroads. It's called the Crossroads, folks. Cody hits Crossroads. QT kicks out at 2. Cody locks in the figure 4. Cody is bleeding somehow, but QT taps out. So that was pretty much it for that match. And, you know, honestly, I would say if the goal is for Rhodes to continue feuding with the factory, uh, as this post match with Agogo would suggest, why sacrifice Marshall here instead of building a higher profile match between them at a later time. Now, booking Rhodes against the young stars of the factory feels like something you do to make him earn his way to Marshall. Instead, he beat the leader right out the gate, and assuming Agogo is up next, promising Britt will benefit exponentially from working with Rhodes. Now, what was a perfectly acceptable match between Rhodes and Marshall was helped. I did say this on Twitter as well. From a grading standpoint, by the angle that followed involved Paige, Sky, and Allen. This was all I tweeted out on Twitter. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but you can also go check out that tweet too about this if you want to. It's up to you. The heel tandem associates by the way of their shared goals. So they continued their warpath and left Darby Allin in a heap. It remains to be seen which one will challenge Allin first. But the smart money is on Sky, dethrowing the face painted anti hero when the time comes. So we got Anthony Ogogo coming out, hitting the gut punch on Cody. Ogogo holds up the Union Jack flag and covers Cody's prawn body with it. Marvelous was backstage with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. This almost sounds like a good tag team. I mean, they are good at what they do in the ring. I'm just saying that. I mean, they need a tag team name, man. I know. They should call them the Scorpions. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, the Scorpions? I don't know. I'm just making up shit at this point. But anyways, Mervez is backstage with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Sky asks who's afraid of the big black bat. Sting is nothing but a mosquito who killed mosquitoes. Sting has overstayed his welcome. So then Page says Darby and he have a long and storied history, but nobody cares about that. So Page says the face paint is too covered up. The dent he put in Darby's head. Darby attacks both men from behind and throws Sky into some bins. Darby climbs a lightning rig and dives onto Page. So when he did that, Sky attacks Darby, and Page joins the attack. So they grind Darby's face into the concrete floor, and they throw Darby down the concrete stairs. The doctors attend to Darby on the stage. Darby pushes them away. So we got Britt Baker making her entrance, accompanied by Rebuild. Julia Hart is already in the ring. The woman that we saw in her match against Kylan King. Some cute cheeks there, Kylan King. Anyways. We got Britt Baker versus Julian Hart. This was nothing really. This was just a match to build Britt Baker up and hype her up for her match against Sheeta for Double or Nothing. So Britt Baker hits a kick to the chest and slaps Hart across the face. Baker hits a sling blade. Rebuild gives Baker a surgical glove, I know what she was going for. She's going for the most destructive submission move in all of sports entertainment. I know what this was. I know what this was before she even locked it in. Baker hits a forearm and then hits the air raid crash. Baker pulls Hart up before the 3 count and locks in the lockjaw for the victory. See, I knew. Now, I will say what I said the first time. I'm actually going to say it again. And I actually tweeted this out on Twitter as well. This was my analyst thoughts on half of my analyst thoughts anyway. Well, no. Actually, this was my whole analyst thoughts on the match because it's just a squash match. I mean, you might as well tweet out your whole full analyst thoughts on the squash match. I mean, why not? I do it with every other matches that I see that I watch, and I tweet out my analyst thoughts on it, and I comment my analyst thoughts on it on my reviews. Why not, right? I'm a YouTube content creator too, just like everybody else. And I review wrestling too. But anyways, folks, this was intended to get Baker on TV. Put her over. Hype her match. Like I said the first time. See? Hype her match with Sheeta at Double or Nothing. Now, it worked, showcasing the growing arrogance of the Good Doctor in the process. So we got Taz going over Christian Cage's moves. Christian has always been great, but the honeymoon is over. Varsity Blondes are in the ring. Jurassic Express are out next for this tag match. SCU make their way to the ring next. Followed by the, oh God, I hate this team. Oh my God, I hate this team. Why? I can't believe I'm even saying their name right now. By the Acclaimed. Max Caster raps. His rap sucks. His entrance sucks. They need to give him a new character. His fucking character is terrible and awful, and I'm going to keep saying it until they give Max Caster a new character and a new entrance music. Maybe we could see Matt Caster's partner turning on him, I hope. My God, that guy needs to get the hell away from Max Caster. Anthony Bowen, is that his name? Oh my God, they ain't get Anthony Bowen away from fucking Max Caster. It's not helping. Anthony Bowen looks like a singles competitor, not a tag team competitor. I'm sorry. Just throwing it out there. Anyways. Kaz and Jungle Boy start. Kaz hits a drop toe hold because he wanted to. Jungle Boy gets a headlock. Kaz hits a shoulder block and a roll up for a 2 count. So Jungle Boy hits a backslide. Caster gets a blind tag on Jungle Boy. Now all men run into the ring and the match breaks down into a huge brawl. Not the women's brawl. I'm talking about brawl. You know what I mean? Brawl. Fight. Fight at ringside. I'm talking about women's brawl. Yeah, nice try. Nice try for you people that try to think negative. I see what you were thinking. That's not that kind of brawl. Harrison and Pillman hits an assisted drop kick for a 2 count. Daniels tags in and hits a heart attack on Garrison for a 2 count. I'm sorry, who names a move a heart attack? Are you serious? If I was a wrestler, I wouldn't name my move a heart attack. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't make sense. Cause tags in, quick tag back to Daniels. Daniels gets a 2 count after a Cause neck break. Daniels hits a big headbutt. Garrison hits a huge slam on Daniels. Bowens tags in with right hands to Daniels. Looked like some MMA right hands. That's what it looked like. It looked like he was trying to mock Thunder Rosa for a minute. It looked like he was. Caster tags in and hits a bulldog on Daniels. for a 2 count. Caster locks in a headlock. Bowens tags in. Caster hits a back suplex for a 2 count. Daniels fights out of the corner and hits a back heel trip on Bowens. Luchasaurus tags in and dominates the Acclaim. I'm glad. Good. They deserve to be dominated. Fucking team is terrible, dude. Get them off my TV, please. Get Acclaimed off my TV. They fucking suck. I don't care what kind of acclaimed geek in the IWC community has to say. They suck. If I'm gonna say a team sucks, they suck. Get them off my TV. It's simple. If I see something I'm gonna like, I'm gonna point it out and call it out like it is. Luchasaurus hits a German suplex, double choke slam to Varsity Blondes. Luchasaurus hits a flapjack on Cause. Huge choke slam to the outside. Luchasaurus hits the tail whip on the Acclaim. Jungle Boys tags in with a huge slam onto Bowens for a 2 count. Garrison hits a flying clothesline for a 2 count. Jungle Boy hits a big clothesline on Pillman. Daniels hits a flatliner on Luchasaurus on the outside. And then Cause, or should I say Kaz or Cause? I don't know. I don't know, whichever. Kaz tags in and hits a roll-up on Pillman. Kaz runs over Jungle Boy. Pillman rolls up Kaz for a 2 count. SCU hits a double team power driver. BME to get the 3 count. SCU wins it. No shock to me. They are one of the best tag teams in the AEW tag team division. I think they absolutely deserve this win. This win will get them a title shot against the Young Bucks. So I'm guessing SCU versus the Young Bucks will be booked for Double or Nothing. For the AEW World Tag Team Champions for Double or Nothing. That's what I'm assuming. SCU versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team titles for Double or Nothing. Do you not know how much potential that tag match has, man? Oh my God. You guys don't know what you're in for, man. You don't want to miss Double or Nothing pay-per-view. It's probably going to be one of the best pay-per-views that AEW's ever produced. Better than those fucking WWE pay-per-views. Jesus Christ. Talk about the lamest party of the summer. Or should I say the worst party of the summer? That's my version. I'm going to let JD say the lamest party. I'm going to say the worst party because it is the worst party of the summer. Or maybe the stupidest party of the summer. Oh, man. I love when he does that shit. Oh, man. Oh, for real, though. Stupidest party of the summer, SummerSlam. I don't even want to think about SummerSlam because Summer's coming up. And we know SummerSlam is going to be god awful. The SummerSlam pay-per-view. It is going to be so terrible that nobody's going to pay on the Peacock Network to watch. Oh, man. Video package for Moxley versus Nagata for the IWGP US title. Now the cage's been set up for blood and guts, and I'm assuming Moxley versus Nagata will be booked for next week's episode of AEW, which will be on Wednesday night, like it always is. Now, we got the main event. We got the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. This is what you all been waiting for to hear. Those of you all that's in the chat for the review. We are already at the main event, man. See how fast I did this? Man. See why my reviews worth tuning in for, man? I try to do good on every single review that I go live with every week, man. I try to bring you coverage, bring you results, answers, analyst thoughts on all matches they're booked. And you guys know I try my best, especially the people that subscribe to my channel. But anyways, folks, here's your main event, man. Tony Giovanni is at ringside to announce the NXT challenger for the AEW World Championship. Kenny Omega is introduced, and the champion makes his way to the ring. Once the champion made his way to the ring, Nakazawa is carrying all of his belts. Omega says, "Who is ready for blood guts?" The crowd cheers. Kenny says he has been a busy man. He isn't here for funny games. Siobhan says next week, top two contenders will go one-on-one next week. Pat versus Orange Cassidy. Omega says everybody wants to see Omega versus Pat. Omega says, just announce the match. Orange Cassidy comes out. Omega laughs at the suggestion Orange could become number one contender. Omega says he sees kids dressing as Orange every day. He's a good wrestler. Basically, what he said was, he is a feel good wrestler. Everyone wants to be Orange because, well, they can't be Orange. Everyone wants to be Orange because they basically can't be Omega. Orange is a champion material, Omega says. And the only thing that championship material about is the sunglasses. Omega says he is a shades guy too. He made it famous. Omega says Orange will never take his title. He puts Orange's sunglasses on Nakazawa. Omega says they look better at Knock. Knock looks like more of a champion than Orange. Omega leaves without Orange getting in combat. Commercial break. Tony Schiavone introduces Miro. Miro takes the mic. It says he told the world nobody will distract his destiny. Miro says a contract, he has a date with his destiny. He is coming for Darby Allin and TNT title. In 7 days, we will find out what happens with the man who doesn't mind dying beats the man who doesn't mind killing. Justin Roberts goes through the rules of Blood and Guts, which are War Games rules. Pinnacle is the first to make their entrance. Commercial break. Inner Circle out next. They are all wearing jumpsuits. Santana and Ortiz have face paint. Blood and Guts match. Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. Here we go, folks. Sammy and Dax start the match. They both stand in opposite rings and stare at each other down. Sammy hits a flip dive from one ring to the other. Sammy hits a back body drop. You know, saying flip dive from one ring to the other reminds me of that fucking Christmas song. Put one in foot of the other. Do. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Anyways, Sammy hits a back body drop. Kind of said it backwards a little bit. Dax hits a shoulder block. Sammy hits a drop kick. Dax hits a spine buster. And then Dax goes for the pin and acts surprised when there is no count. There are no pins in this match. I would be surprised too. I don't blame him. Sammy throws Dax into the cage head first. And then I'll be angry too after that. Sammy hits a jumping kick. Dax tries to climb the cage. They both strike each other on the side of the cage. Dax falls on the ropes between the legs. Dax hits elbows to Sammy. Dax throws into the side of the cage and then goes from side to side of the cage. Sammy clotheslines Dax back into the ring. Sammy hits another enziguri. The next entrant is Ortiz. Spears throws the chair at Ortiz, but Ortiz runs wild, clotheslines to Spears, and hits Dax with the chair. He hits Spears in the throat with the chair and throws the chair into Dax. Spears and Sammy both goes for a springboard. Sammy hits the Spanish fly on Spears. Ortiz chokes Dax with his shirt. Sammy has been busted open. The next entrant is Cash Wheeler. Cash in a flying clothesline stomps to Ortiz. FTR hit an assisted brainbuster. Sammy thrown into the cage by Spears. Santana shouts through the cage. Sammy thrown into the cage again. Spears locks in a sharpshooter. Cash hits a glory special into the cage. Next entrant, we had Santana. Santana runs to Sammy's aid. Runs wild on FTR, strikes two Spears. Huge Uranagi on Spears. Santana thrown into the cage by FTR. Spears hits a chops in the corner. Sammy. Santana has fallen through the gap between the cage and the ring. Ortiz has barbed wire grinding into Cash and Dax's heads. Oh God, that is sickening. Next entrant is Wardlow. Warlow enters slowly, standing in one ring by himself. He beckons Ortiz, Sammy, and Santana to his ring. Sammy goes for the leg. Warlow manhandle all three for them. Clothesline to Ortiz. Sammy jumps on Warlow's back. Warlow manhandles all of them. Next entrant is Jack Hager. Hager runs wild on the Pinnacle. Big boots all around. Ankle lock on Spears. Spears taps to no avail. Wardlow stands up to Hager. And he hits strikes back and forth. Hager grabs the man bun. Wardlow sends Hager into the cage. Wardlow hits a knee strikes. He hits knee strikes and Hager's digs his fingers into Wardlow's eye. Spears hits the C4. C4 reminds me of those things on Call of Duty when you throw them and they blow up. The next entrant is MJF. The crowd chant, the crowd chant assholes. And you know what the C4 I'm talking about? Those things on Call of Duty where your operator throws them, beep, and it blows up. Yeah, that's the C4 I'm talking about. Not the move C4, but the C4 on Call of Duty. Those bombs. The crowd chant asshole to MJF. MJF celebrates in the corner after having done nothing. MJF shouts at Jericho on the outside. Cash Wheeler is busted open. MJF gathers the Pinnacle into one ring, busted open. Kind of what I would say to my girlfriend. I'm just joking. The final entrant is Jericho. The bell rings. The Inner Circle and the Pinnacle are in a ring of their own. They face off. Both teams charged to meet in the middle. Jericho has the baseball bat and lays waste to all members of the Pinnacle. Jericho chokes Spears in the corner or in the cage structure. Jericho runs wild with the chair Spears brought into the ring. I know I would run wild if I had control. Ortiz hits a suplex on Dax. Cash Wheeler tears the ring canvas apart, exposing the wooden floor. Spears unlocks the middle turnbuckle. Dax still tears at the canvas. Wardlow pulls at the hair of Jericho. And Spears sends Santana into the cage face first. Wardlow hits a stomp to Jericho. Ortiz hits FTR with stomp loaded pull balls. FTR goes for power driver on the exposed floor. Santana and Ortiz hit a spike pile driver on FTR with Sammy's help on the exposed floor. Jericho is the code breaker. Sammy hits coast to coast on Spears. Jericho hits MJF with the turnbuckle spike. Santana has a fork, gouges at MJF with the fork. MJF is busted open. Jericho chokes Wardlow with the baseball bat. Inner Circle takes turns hitting MJF. Jericho hits a right hand on MJF while Hager holds him up. Wardlow powers through the whole Inner Circle, a double leg on Hager. Ortiz hits Wardlow with the chair. Wardlow catches Hager on his shoulder. Santana downs Wardlow, Inner Circle dominating. Santana and Ortiz hit double power drivers on FTR on the exposed floor. Sammy chokes Spears with the bat. Jericho pounds on MJF. Tully Blanchard attacks the referees on the outside, steals the key to the cage. He opens the cage door, and MJF climbs out and climbs to the roof. Jericho follows him to the roof. Back in the ring, Inner Circle continues to dominate. Jericho smiles, climbing the cage. MJF has nowhere to run. MJF begs off as Jericho beckons down on him. Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho. Something I haven't seen in a while. MJF hits a low blow, escaping the walls. MJF locks in the salt of the earth. Jericho doesn't tap. MJF stomps on the hand, smashing it onto the roof of the cage. MJF bites at the hand of Jericho, locks in the salt of the earth again. MJF continues to stomp on the hand. MJF pulls out the diamond ring from his trunks, hits Jericho right between the eyes. Jericho has been busted open. MJF looks off down to the stage below him. MJF shouts he is going to throw him off if he don't surrender. Sammy begs him not to do it. Sammy surrenders to save Jericho. So MJF pushes Jericho off the cage through the stage. Doctors attend to Jericho. Dean Malenko is out. Trainers all are out to help Jericho. MJF celebrates on top of the cage, laughing at what he did to Jericho. Dynamite ends with MJF standing tall on top of the cage. In one promo, folks, before I give you all my thoughts on this Blood and Guts match, I just want to give you all my thoughts on the Double or Nothing Championship announcement. But I also want to give you my thoughts on the Fatal 4-Way match. Now, my thoughts on the Fatal 4-Way Tag Eliminator match. It was defiantly hurt by time constructions as there was no real rhythm, reason, or flow to it. It was a bunch of super talented wrestlers hitting spot after spot for the invincible victory by SCU. Now, Daniels and Kazarane vowed to break up after their next loss, setting the stage for a highly emotional match between them and the Bucks. It will be a hugely significant match and one that brings an end to SCU, while further establishing the current champions as the irrelevant, monking, and insufferable heels. Unfortunately, SCU didn't have the opportunity to win the title match in a better match than this. Now, my thoughts on the Double or Nothing Championship announcement. I did say this on Twitter. I'll say it again. At one promo, Omega managed to make fans want to see both a match with Pac and more so a showdown with Cassidy. He was great as he built up the Pac match before completely disrespecting Cassidy, looking past him as a violent challenger to his title. eyes is kind of blurry. Miru being this reckoning ball of a competitor while also taking advantage of a beaten down Allen is a great bit of business and adds yet another can't miss title match to next week's show. Yep. Which also features John Moxley versus Yugi Nagata for the IWGP United States Championship. That is going to be a clash right there. Sure. My thoughts on a blood and guts match between the Pinnacle and Inner Circle. Now, there was a lot to love about this match, honestly. The blood and physical intensity, and the way the match built as it went on were all positivities. It was all positives. Dax Howard and Cash Wheeler absolutely stole the show. Two old school throwbacks who knew exactly how to sell and when to bump to maximum effort. Now, they were the MVPs of the match, definitely. Rivera was great and is destined to be the most beloved babyface in AEW one day. His guts, attitude, and in-ring fearlessness will appeal to audience in the same way Eddie Guerrero's did a generation earlier. Kudos to Hager and Wardlow for pulling off a hell of a host fight built to from the moment they first shared screen months ago. They were great throwing hands and running over each other. For all the good, there were issues with the match for sure. With 15 minutes of airtime left, it became abundantly clear they needed to kill time. The finish didn't help matters. MJF could have beaten Jericho by low blowing him and hitting him with the dynamite diamond ring and win the match in a way that would not have protected Inner Circle and lead to more battles between the teams. While the finish we got helped establish the team's love for Jericho, it felt anticlimactic in a match that absolutely deserved an explosive finish. As Jericho's bump was exposed, the moment the diamond cladding was revealed to be particle board and a crash pad lad beneath or pad laid beneath. It would have been more forgettable had we not just seen Darby Allin take an unprotected fall down a flight of stairs and nearly break his damn arm just an hour earlier. There were far more positives than negatives, and it was abundantly clear the men involved were fans of this match. They were. They were for sure. They were fans of the match, of its rich history, and wanted to deliver a classic. They fail. They feel just short. They did fail just short, but still inch their name in the history books with a performance that will set the bar for everyone to follow. Now, folks, that's it, man. That's going to do it for your May the 6th or May the 5th, 2021 AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts review, man. This was a good show, man. I think the best match on the show, honestly, the best match on the show would either have to go, I think would have to go to the main event, I believe. Yeah, The best match on the show definitely would have to go to the main event. The main event really stole the show, man, in my opinion. And I think that is the best match on the show. But folks, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Like I said, that's gonna do it. This is it for your May the 5th, 2021 AEW Dynamite Blood Guts review. If you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Your thumbs up, thumbs down, helps out the channel, helps out the videos, live streams, it helps me out most important. Thank you for tuning in for my AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts review. I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you live on Twitch Thursday afternoon for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I'll see you Thursday night on YouTube for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Then I'll see you all Friday afternoon for the stream on Jump Force. We're going to continue some Jump Force Friday afternoon. Hopefully my moderator, Justin, will be there. I think he will. I'll have to let him know, though. He probably doesn't know that I'm streaming Jump Force Friday. And then, after Jump Force Friday, it's on to the SmackDown Watch Along. It's on to watching SmackDown while I'm live with the Watch Along, and then the SmackDown review will be live. And then I'll tell you, I'll actually review the rest of the schedule probably during my SmackDown review. I'm getting out of here, everybody. Have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this review, by the way.